All right, guys, we'll make a quick crypto video here. Very interesting couple days in crypto. I was going to make a video yesterday, but I got too busy. Really fascinating. Fascinating what's going on. So we had all the altcoins were doing very, very well yesterday. Actually, Cardano made it back up to 96 cents. I actually sold at 95, and then we had this big whale dump. You guys got to look at this trade. I know a lot of you guys think I'm full of shit. So check this out, guys. I did... Look at this. I sold yesterday my trading back Cardano at 95.5 cents. $8,342 worth. 20 minutes after that, we got this whale that came in, and now Bitcoin's down, or Cardano's 87 cents. Is that the trade of the century? I know a lot of that's luck. But that's what I told you guys with trading. We're trading Cardano. Buy it at like 89 or 90 cents. Goes up to 95, just sell it. And then when it dumps, I'm buying back into Cardano today, and I'm gonna sell it again at 95 cents. It's like, I don't know. I know it's crazy. I've been in crypto since 2017, but I only just discovered trading, and it's so easy, especially in a bull market. All right, enough tooting my own horn. So anyway, we had this whale come in. Everybody got freaked out. The markets crashed. Interesting enough, this whale, if I can find it. This whale was a big Bitcoin whale. He sold his Bitcoin not to cash out, but he sold his Bitcoin to buy Ethereum. So right around that same time, Ethereum made it up to an all-time high of $4,000 or something like that. What's the all-time high for Ethereum? Yeah, almost 5,000, basically right under $5,000. And then of course we got the dump after that. But if you see Bitcoin dominance, this isn't your typical dump. This isn't your typical... People are afraid. There's fear in the markets. People are selling their Bitcoin. No, we got Bitcoin dominance at 57% right now, 57.6. People aren't going into Bitcoin. You got Bitcoin down to, we were down to 111,000. We actually went down to 110,000. And even with that big dump, XRP was still at 280. Cardano was at 85 cents. Now Cardano's going back up to 90 cents. If you can just take your head out of your asses. I know a lot of newer people in these markets and see that these altcoins are on fire. They're not dumping like Bitcoin's dumping, which is why I told you guys for the last 3 or 4 months, don't buy Bitcoin. It's alt time. Buy your altcoins now. You're not going to make the money in Bitcoin. Yeah, we might get 130, 140, maybe if the planets align, $150,000 Bitcoin. But people are going into these alts. So what you're seeing happen right now, Bitcoin's coming back up. And your altcoins are coming up as well. Here's Rand Nooner. He talks about it a little bit. I just think it's very interesting what's going on.
Use Starlink. We don't have Starlink in South Africa. If we had Starlink in South Africa, I'd definitely be on Starlink, but we're not. We, unfortunately, on a Sunday night. Now, who the hell does that? As Scott Melker said, he said, how mentally incapable do you have to be? And the story actually gets much, much, much deeper, which I'll actually show you much deeper than this mental incapability that this guy has actually showed us. So guys, I'm going to bring you all the alpha. I need you guys to please do me a favor. Let's try and get everybody back. We had the whole story. And what the story is here is that you can see that ETH was about to break structure. In fact, it put on the daily, it put on a wick in past the all-time high. And then we started to get a dump. And the dump was actually caused by Bitcoin, right? So ETH was doing well because Bitcoin was doing okay. And then we started to get this dump. Now, the reason for the dump is something that I think we need to talk about. And if you analyze the reason for the dump here, basically what it was one single whale on a Sunday night in August when everybody is still on vacation. So you're talking about low liquidity weekends, dumping 24,000 Bitcoin in a single clip. Now, this is not a normal seller. This is like a whale. This whale has had he's had these Bitcoin. He's got 152,000 Bitcoin, and he's been holding this Bitcoin since I think like many years ago. So the Bitcoin OG received 100,000 Bitcoin 7 years ago, and what he's doing now is crazy. He's dumping the Bitcoin and he's switching the Bitcoin into ETH.
And that's the most important part of this story, guys. You got a big whale, dumped his Bitcoin, put in Ethereum, which is basically an altcoin. And of course, that brought ETH up to an all-time high. But as Rand goes to say later, and which I agree with, because Bitcoin's dumping, because this whale dumped so much Bitcoin, everything follows Bitcoin, no matter what. even if you're taking all your money and putting it into Ethereum, if Bitcoin's dumping, it just brings down the rest of the market. And that's kind of what happened. He even brought down ETH. Even though he was buying ETH, he finished buying ETH, brought it back up to 5,000. But because Bitcoin dumped, because he sold all his Bitcoin, everything dumps as well as Ethereum. I think Ethereum, went to like almost 5,000, then it dumped down to 4,500. Now we're back up to 4,600. Fascinating stuff. And I should say bullish stuff, because I want to see a whale dump his Bitcoin and buy an altcoin. That is going to inspire other people to sell their Bitcoin and maybe not buy Ethereum. Maybe they'll buy Ethereum, but maybe they'll say, maybe I'll buy XRP. Maybe I'll buy Cardano. Maybe I'll buy Ethereum. And as you guys know, as Ethereum goes up, the altcoins will go up as well. So what I expect to happen right now is once we recover from all this, say Bitcoin gets back up to like 114, 115, Ethereum's going to have no problems making it over $5,000. I expect Ethereum to probably level out about $5,200, $5,300. At that point, I expect these altcoins to go absolutely parabolic. $1.20, $1.30 Cardano, I think, is around the corner. XRP, $3.50, $4 right around the corner. Basically what happened, this whale selling his Bitcoin, buying Ethereum, it gave the go-ahead to a lot of these other whales that they can go ahead and buy these altcoins. And like I said, Bitcoin dominance at 57%. So we're in alt season, everything looking good. Let me see if I'm missing anything here. Yeah, just, Bitcoin OG whales to blame. Bitcoin's paying full rise, blah, 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 blah. I mean, like, that's kind of the big story right now. And of course, a lot of people when this were happening were just thinking, whales and funds are pulling out of Bitcoin. But no, it's not the case. They're just pulling out of Bitcoin to put it into another crypto, which it's something you don't see a lot happen. But like I said, guys, that's extremely bullish. Not only for Ethereum, I think it's even more bullish for a lot of these other altcoins, because generally Ethereum has to pump first before your other altcoins go. So as you can see, these altcoins are all holding up very well. XRP is almost back up to $3. Cardano will be back up to 90 cents at the blink of an eye. Looking at some of these other coins, I mean, the dump, yeah, they got like a 5 or 6% dump, but they're pretty much coming back. So don't let this scare you guys. We are in alt season. We're just waiting for that next leg up, and it's going to happen any day. All right, other than that, things are looking good. Like I said, I made a really good Cardano trade. I'm going to buy back into Cardano probably right now, and I'll probably dump it again at 95 cents. But I don't know, guys. Like, I started out with $10,000 in my Cardano trading account, and within 2 months, I made $10,000. Well, actually more now because of my trade yesterday. So it's like trading in alt season, I get why people do it. It's easy, but the problem is when you try trading in the bear market, it don't work all that well. It don't work all that well. So I'll probably be done trading within the next couple of weeks, or maybe next 3 weeks, 4 weeks. I'll probably be done with this trading account, and I'm going to cash out of it. But there's money to be made here, guys, and it's easy money. Even a monkey could do it. I'm not telling you, you buy Cardano at 87 cents, you'll probably be able to sell it at 95 cents sometime in the next 2 days. It don't get any easier than that. Anyway, all right, guys, like and subscribe. Talk to you later.